So I'm Caleb Yeboah. So I'm a student in the University of Ghana studying BSc Agric. Right, yeah. This is a little bit about myself.
What's it
Yes.
like? What's that field of study like?
It's either you're learning BSc Agric Engineering or BSc Agriculture. So if you want to do, let's say, crop science, soil science, extension, and maybe agric economics, so you have to first do BSc Agric from level 100. So if you get to 400, that's where 300 or 400, that's where you start to major crop science, extension, animal science, or let's say agri-economics or agribusiness. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So, did you always want to do agriculture?
Yes. From junior high, I mean, senior high. And
Uh,
father have asked me a couple of times, do you want to do it? And I said, yeah, I want to do it.
okay, but I think you also have a few things you are doing outside of agriculture, right?
E- a few things. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, a few things. Yeah, as you mentioned, a few things. I think around last year, I had this passion to like move into tech, right? So I saw something. I mean, everything turning to tech. I mean, ed tech, agri tech. I mean, climate. Is it climate tech or climate? Sorry if I'm mentioning it wrong. Yeah, so I wanted to move into tech, right? So that's where I stumbled on this course, product management. Yeah. So, I mean, that product management, I mean, led me into ALX and stuff.
Oh, okay.
As a story on its own.
Okay, okay. So you started getting fascinated with tech and then you started learning project management. And then that's what took you
And
into
product
oh,
management.
product management. Okay. And then that's what
Yes.
took you into ALX.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So when you were learning the product management, how was it like?
So it was really nice to me. I mean, talking of product managers are like mini CEOs. That sort of, yeah. I mean, most people quite mention that you don't really need to be a person who could and some other stuff. Yeah, so that was the turn on for me. I mean, to just jump into it. So I'd no need like no coding skills to to be a product manager. So yeah, so that was the quite fascinating thing that why I did product management at that time. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like coding.
So at the moment, I I am having a couple of videos from YouTube, and I'm on this coding track.
Maybe we should try doing it without the video and see. So it will just be audio because it's breaking. Okay, so it means we are just going to have a like an audio call basically.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sure. I think you also have a bit of experience when it comes to the blockchain and Web3, right?
So in 2022, I found myself in these communities on Discord and in Telegram, right? So I was basically like I was looking, seeing many things, crypto, NFTs, a couple of things. So that was where like it drove my drive, and people were talking about this thing that you can earn money and those things, which I mean wasn't that really true. I mean, yeah. So thinking that we could make money, and I mean we made some, yeah, from a
Yeah,
couple of doing a couple of tasks and some couple of things.
yeah.
So yeah, so the experience is like I have a little knowledge on that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, so for anyone who might be interested in maybe following some of the steps you took to actually make the little money that you made back when you were trying those things, do you have any like any way, can you like give us a sort of brief explanation on what we can do if we wanted to do the same thing?
Yeah. So for our work for me, it was you see, it was the bull market, right? So I found myself in this community. I mean, it's still existing. Like Evolve NFTs. So they were doing it like they were having a game, right? So it was just a normal Discord game. It wasn't really a crypto game.
Yeah.
So we were playing the game. I invited a couple of my friends playing the game. Like we paid like is it around $80 at the time for like
Yeah.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
right? And I think I had is it some NFTs as well. I sold them for like 250 each. So it was USD, right? So at this time, I think these things doesn't really exist. Yeah. So if you want to go into blockchain right now, I think the trends are they are focusing more on builders, right? I
Yeah.
think at first it was, I mean, bringing the 1 billion people into Web3. I mean, onboard the masses into Web3. But at the moment, focus more on the devs. I mean, the developers and things. So we can use that place. I think that's where I think. I mean, the money is going now.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
going to leverage on some of these things.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I think you know more about this. So, oh, you're having more experience than me. So I think you can you can testify on that.
I mean, yeah. When it comes to the trading aspect, as for the trading, I've never really had much luck in that aspect.
Like, okay.
But yeah, in terms of like the actual projects, right? You were talking about how you were part of a community on Discord and you used to play some sort of game, and then you were able to get
Yeah,
some NFTs and things like that, and you're able to sell them off, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So in terms of those ones, I've also had a little bit of experience with them. So usually the airdrops, right? When they are holding airdrop campaigns, I've tried joining a few, and some of them have actually been reasonable. They actually paid off.
yeah. And I hope maybe put a disclaimer that I'm not talking of hamster and the dogs and the cats and those Telegram stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean the Telegram stuff is also kind of coming. It's like the new trend, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and even the dogs. I actually did. Was it dogs? Yeah, dogs. I did participate in it, and it was fairly reasonable. Right. It's only the hamster that I didn't try doing anything in relation to it. But I think I heard a lot of people saying that it wasn't uh, a worthwhile project. But yeah, yeah,
so yeah. So with these things, I mean, so what I see is like you look at your time and I mean your priorities. So I saw this not coin and some of these things. I was tapping and Charlie, no. So that was the time I started the program management course. So
Oh, okay.
so I was tapping and what am I doing? What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, it's so time consuming.
Yeah.
And at the
So if
end of the day, if you don't have anything, maybe if you have free or something and you want to do it, that's fine. But if you have things to do, I don't think it's a worthwhile thing, because at the end of the day, it's not really going to give you as much as you want.
yes, so that's what I told my friends. I mean, you can't. I mean, some of these things on Telegram, you can build these things. You get it.
Yeah,
So I mean, tapping your life.
yeah,
Although sometimes you sneak and tap. You do sneak and tap though, where like yeah, you don't have to spend all your time on these things.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. All right. So, in terms of in relation to ALX, right? Which of their courses did you take?
So Alex, product management time. So I was doing this product management with Mahab. So they are based in Nigeria. So just as ALX is doing here in Ghana. So I was doing it online, right? So along the line, I saw this thing. I think it would either be an ad. So it was the ALX Founders Academy program.
Yeah.
The Founders Academy. So yeah, so they're talking of, I mean, helping entrepreneurs and things. So I found it to be interesting, and it was free. So I think maybe it's part of their flagship programs or something. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I joined. So for their normal courses, I haven't, I mean, done in any of them. There was the Founders Academy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's only the Founders Academy that you've actually participated in.
Yes, only the Founders Academy.
Okay. And how was the program?
So it was fascinating. So that time I was doing the product management. I mean, learning about and how you could collaborate with the team.
Yeah.
I mean, the development, the design, and the business parts.
Yeah.
So that was literally what Finance Academy was talking about. So let's say you can even learn, let's say, customer research on the at Smart Hub. Then in the following week, ALS will bring, let's say, maybe a tech entrepreneur in the Finance Academy. Let's say talk about how customer you can, I mean, do an effective customer research. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like it was fascinating to me. You get it. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll learn this year. I mean, I'll get more insights on ALX. I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And I think with the Founders Academy program, you need to have a project you are working on, right? Like you
Yeah.
need
So
to
that
come up,
was
yeah, you need to come up with like an MVP and all of that.
yeah. So that was in the middle. So I think they talk about a couple of things. Talk about having a team. I think that was the first sprint or something. So get to a time talk about having a project.
Yeah.
So with my capstone project for the product management course, I was working on a crowdfunding platform, right?
Okay.
I think you had some conversations on this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was working on a crowdfunding platform. It was really in my mind. I think when I speak like 2 times, I'll think about the crowdfunding platform. So I decided to, I mean, work on it on the ALX,
Yeah.
Founders Academy.
Yeah.
Yes, because that was the thing on my mind at that time.
Okay. And how has it been coming along?
Yes, so the crowdfunding platform, I finished everything, my sprint and my deliverables. Yeah, so after the program, I received the certificates, and I think I was accepted into the ALS accelerator. So that was the good news
Yeah.
on that
Yeah. Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the accelerator, I mean, I think we had some conversations on that and having conversations with some other people, praise advisor, and some people. And I so it was first a crowdfunding platform. So I narrowed it to a student-based crowdfunding platform and
Okay.
looking at one or two things. I mean, sustainability and the revenue model wasn't really is it's not really, how do I say
Feasible.
it? It's not really feasible, and yeah, well, it's not really feasible. So I'm looking at let's say pivoting. So that's what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking at here. Yeah, maybe pivoting.
Okay. Okay. So it
So
started out.
that's
Uh-huh.
yeah. So it started out like a crowdfunding platform. So right now, looking at pivoting like to something else. So I mean, you could still have, let's say, the initial thing was like support students, so you can still have that feature. You get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay. 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 So the main idea is to be able to support students, right? And the initial idea was to create a crowdfunding platform for that purpose. But because
Yes.
the initial idea wasn't looking feasible, you're thinking of pivoting.
Yes.
Okay. Do you already know what you are going to pivot to, or it is still you are still brainstorming?
So I was working around, let's say, how the student could or me offer a service, and let's say they'll be paid, and yeah. So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking of.
How do you usually come up with ideas you want to work on?
So with the crowdfunding platform,
Yeah.
so I so at the time during my product management course, so they're talking of working on a product that will let's say like a real life impact, that will give like a real life impact. I'm considering the SDG goals. So I looked online. I mean, I don't know why crowdfunding came to my head
Yeah.
that time though. So
Yeah.
I looked online. I saw, I mean, there are a couple of crowdfunding platforms, but talking of like donation based. I mean, not really in the system in Ghana here. So that was where I started to think of it. And I mean, I talked to a couple of friends. I mean, they were majorly students, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, why not shift it into like just students? You get
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So that's where this like came to the student side. Like I was getting more feedback from the students. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's so. Right now, I think I'll advise myself who to talk to going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, so that's where like if you want to get talking of where I get ideas, or I I can't really predict though.
Yeah.
I mean, depends on much on your environment
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
you know some project and something like Pom.Fan. I mean, it's looking at that project as a whole, or like if you're not really in, I mean, trading. I mean, some these tokens and like building the
Yeah. In the
Web3,
blockchain. Yeah. Yeah.
nothing like Pom.Fan will come into your head. Like they are really solving the problem. You get it?
Yeah.
From like rag pools and like you see this pre-sale stuff. Most projects will be like raising over $1 million pre-sale, and
Wow.
if yeah, you don't need $1 million to like to launch like a project, and it's like yes, like some people see like solving a real problem. We look at the rag pools; it was really a lot. So it depends on where you are. I mean, the people around you and the people you are talking to regarding something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my experience, though, in
Okay.
my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I think with the ideas, considering the fact that you were talking about something for students, right? It actually reminded me of a time that I came up with an idea. It was also supposed to be for students. You know how students have like these little businesses on campus, like maybe selling cakes, selling
Yeah.
beads, and those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to build a platform for, because one of the pain points for those people is deliveries, getting people to actually do their deliveries, and sometimes they have to do the deliveries themselves, and it can be stressful. So what I was thinking of doing was creating a platform where any students at all could register, and then the students that have businesses would also register as like stores, right? So when they create the order, maybe someone is ordering for a cake, and then the I have a store. I am a cake vendor, right? I'll make the cake and then I'll put it down that okay, this cake is ready. The person is at this hostel. Then another student on the platform will see it and be like, oh, okay, I want to deliver it. So they'll pick it. They'll accept the delivery request. They'll come and pick it up, and then they'll walk to that hostel or however they get to that hostel and deliver it to the person. Then you get paid for it, right? So in this
Yeah.
case, the cake vendor would have their problem solved, which is delivering the cake. the person who is buying the cake would also have their problem, so which is getting the cake to them, because they also don't need to now walk to the cake vendor's shop, right? And then the student who is making the delivery would also be getting paid from that, so they are also benefiting, so everyone wins in that situation, right? That was the idea I had. I actually even built the platform, but at that time I had some issues with my Google account, my Google console account, because in order to release the application on the Google Play Store, it needs to go through the Google console, right? And I had some issues with the Google console account, so it's unfortunately ended that journey there.
Oh,
But
I think
yeah,
$1 billion company.
well, I've told you the
That
idea now, so if you are interested, you can take it up.
yeah. So I mean,
You could probably even add it,
so I was
to,
thinking about the rigs and
yeah.
some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because some people could actually come and take the stuff and run away with it, right?
yeah, KYC stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
you need to have like the student ID, probably have some sort of collaboration with the school to be able to identify the students and stuff like that, so that people can just run away with their items, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I see this project. Is it night markets? I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen the
No, I've not
projects
seen
night.
it. Night market. But I mean,
So
night market
night.
is a place on campus in Legon, right?
Yes, it's a place on campus, and it was a very strategic name. So you can order. So
Yeah.
there's like boat, so you can order. So I think on campus, I mean, night market is around Z Banking Square. So if you're a student in Legon, you would testify that you are coming from, let's say, Liman in the diaspora was very long. It takes like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And also maybe coming from Pence and that side. In Pence is like you will never come. So so they seen this, and what they are doing is they're using bicycles. So some of these
Oh,
students
yeah.
will take the orders, they'll deliver them. So since it's not like that far, I mean bicycles can just
Yeah,
give
exactly.
up orders
That's actually
direct from
really cool.
campus. Yeah. They're very cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. But some do have concerns, though. I mean, some
Ye-
people say this.
Yeah.
They sometimes maybe if it's 10 cities, they'll buy 9 cities, and
Ah.
yeah, so some people don't really use
And
it
then you
because of
pocket
that.
they'll pocket the change.
Yeah, that's what some people do say. But like this, like regarding to this product and these things, I mean, like, it takes a lot. You get it.
Yeah.
Because the thing you are thinking of, I mean, maybe you think that you should do this with this app before you realize, I mean,
They're using it for something
they're
else.
doing different
Yeah.
things. Yeah, so that's it. Like, so I think you were a student at that time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a syndrome or something. Just in school, sometimes you know.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, so
mean,
maybe
it depends, as
I
you were
mean
saying, it
the
depends on the
environment,
environment.
right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the environment.
What you see around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went for this product demo by is Building Bytes a couple of months ago. I think they did some recently, but I couldn't attend that one. So he was working for these um banks or something. So we were talking of USSD. So we're saying that USSD was like bidding USSD yeah, bidding USSD was like really hard. I
Mm-hmm.
mean the technical side and those things.
Yeah.
So I think he built this platform. So it's just like simple. We don't need like that coding skill. So it's
Oh, okay. Okay.
like giving you the templates, right?
Yeah.
So when he started talking, I was like, this is going to work. Very nice because I at the time I was looking on to the USSD. I think that's where I mean, I really talked to you about something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because I think, yeah, I talked to you about the crowdfunding thing, and I came back because of the USSD
yeah,
in one of the platforms, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really nice. Let's say your environment. So let's say if you okay, so my next advice would be like is if you want to really build in the let's say the real estate markets or something, you should go close to those markets. You get it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, so if
What you
you,
want to do.
depending on the sector you want to do something, and you have to actually be in the sector.
Yeah, you have to be in the sector. Some people do advise that. I mean, the problems are around you. So
Yeah,
if you are not there, you won't find the problems and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I do have a question for you.
Okay. I mean, what's the question? Is it like private or something?
So this, I mean, let me ask it. It doesn't. It's not really private. So most of the time, it's like the question I'm being asked is, what is the problem you're solving? So if you look at some of these, I mean, mini platforms, it's just like you can't really tell the problem they are really solving.
Yeah,
You get it?
yeah.
So why, like, should there be a problem? And like,
Okay,
okay,
I
so
mean, yeah, usually what we learn is that, it's people are willing to pay for something that they find value in, right? And I actually learned this myself, like in real time, when we worked on Votex 365, right? The e-voting platform. At
yeah, I
that
think
time, yeah, at
I've
that
seen it
time,
going around.
yeah. At that time, I didn't think anyone was interested in e-voting and all those things. So when I was even building it, I was like, why am I building this thing, right? But then after I finished and people started bringing their events and people were contestants, when I saw the way people were voting, like it was as though they were they were high or
The,
something, because it just didn't make sense to me. Like, but
yeah,
then,
a
but
friend
then,
of
if you actually
mine.
look at it, yeah, if you actually look at it, you realize that people actually find value in it, right? So it's not really
Yes,
necessarily about a specific problem. It's just people need to see the value of it. If they don't see the value, they are not going to spend on it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the e-voting, so my comment is like people love these awards, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, even Miss Malaika, the fact that Miss Malaika exists should be like the first reason to show that it's people actually value those sorts of things, right? But it just never occurred to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So like people find like value in, so it shouldn't be like a problem. Many of the times it wouldn't be like a problem, but like they find a value in it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, um, it's a value is usually linked to a problem, right? So if you are solving a problem, it means you are providing value. So, for example, in the case of XT65, right, for instance, we're solving the problem of giving people people wanted to be able to raise money through like these dinner and award ceremonies on campus, right? So we gave them an avenue to be able to do that, which was the e-voting platform. So when we went to them and then we were introducing it to them and all of that, they were actually interested because they saw the potential that, oh, okay, we can actually use the platform to raise money for our events, right? Because it's usually when they have the
Oh,
dinner and award ceremony, then they use the e-voting session to raise money for the event so that they can pay for like the venue, buy certain things for the program, buy the awards, buy the prepare the citations and all those things, right? So in as much as you might not even see like a specific problem per se, but then so far as you are creating value, it's usually because you are solving a problem, right?
yes, I,
Yeah, but
I
then
get
being
it.
able to identify, I don't know if you should focus on identifying the problem itself or if you should focus on identifying the value. I think identifying the value might be easier because I mean, we kind of know there are certain things that people find valuable, right? That people are willing to spend money on. And if you
Yeah.
don't know, just look at what people are already spending money on, right?
Okay, okay. I think a friend like raised over 2,000 CDs, and he was even surprised
From the
from is it
e-voting.
for the e-voting. So they're sending
Yeah.
a flyer and this stuff. So he told me about it, and I said, okay. I told him, Charlie, this thing don't don't try to put your money. I mean, your friends are going to do it, so don't push your money.
Yeah. But I
And
mean,
I mean, so, so it was like, wow. So I told him that let's say maybe sometime maybe we could try to, I mean, do one for him. I mean, try to take the money or something. So like it's so I think the looking at collectively, I mean, it was over like 15,000 cities was raised for
yeah.
that by events. It was is it this group on campus was like 2 weeks or something, just 2 weeks. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. So far as people find it valuable, they will definitely spend money on it. So yeah, that's what I've come to believe.
Vortex 365. So yeah, I think that it was through that project that I came back to you.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
the USSD.
yeah, about the USSD. Yeah, and yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while.
Yeah. It has. Okay. So, as someone who wants to enter the Web3 space, what are the basic things I should know? I think you mentioned one thing about wallets and all that. So, what are the basic things I should know?
So you know, so I'm not a pro.
Oh yeah, that's why I said basic, right? So it's just something that
The basic.
everyone, yeah, that everyone
So the
should
basic.
know.
Okay, so the basic. You shouldn't go learn like cryptocurrency. So you have to start from blockchain. So understand blockchain first.
Okay,
You get it.
okay,
So maybe if you're finished with the blockchain, understand the wallet and try to look at how these blockchain systems work.
okay,
You get, and try to look at how these cryptocurrencies work
okay,
before you you and these things. And um, if you see something like let's say you make money in a month in airdrops and those things, if you really want to learn,
yeah,
like stay away from. I think you from your side. I think you're a tech guy, right? I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're doing a lot. Yeah. So I think you can share your experience as well. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, for me, if yeah, I mean, when I was starting, actually, the main reason I wanted to enter was because I wanted to build like certain projects, right? From the very beginning, actually, I didn't really know what blockchain was. All I knew was there were some tokens that you can buy and then you hold it for some time, then it will increase in price and you sell it and you make money. That's all I knew and that's all I was interested in. So I just that's what I was trying to do, right? I think I started with Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, the big ones, the big names. And I was trying to see if I could buy a few of them and then hold for some time, then sell later and all of that. But I wasn't really successful with it. So I just put the whole blockchain thing aside, right? Then later on, I realized I wanted to, like, I have a passion for building things. So I wanted to build, I wanted to build something at that time. I think it was you know how they have like games where you can play to earn, right? I wanted to do something like that. And that's when I actually started doing research on like blockchain itself. So I started learning about what exactly the blockchain was, how to actually build smart contracts, how to use the wallet and all those things. And I think for a smart contract is basically just like a piece of code that runs certain predetermined actions, right? So even on the exchanges, an exchange like Binance and OKX and the rest, or maybe even pancake swapping in those ones. So what was it? So is it so scan? No. So scan is not an exchange. Which one? What's the
An
popular?
Explorer
Yeah, what's the popular Solana one? The popular Solana exchange.
exchange.
Yeah.
So Solana, you're having Radium. Say
Aha,
the
Radium. Yeah. And Jupiter Swap.
and Meteora,
Yeah.
Juke,
Yeah. So on those exchanges too, the way the things usually work is they have smart contracts, right? You interact with a smart contract, and then that's how you're able to exchange the tokens and all those things. Like all these things are like the technical side, right? So I was reading more
yes,
about all those things to learn how they work. Then I decided to actually test my skills with a trial project, which was like a lottery platform, right? Called SVTLottery. That's what I tried my hands on that, and I was able to build a smart contract. I was able to try to, like, I built a little community around it, and just try to go through the process to understand more about how everything works. So that was me just like experimenting, basically experimenting the whole process, right? And I think I was able to learn a lot from that. I think the most important takeaway was you should be able to build a community, right? The project is basically useless without an actual community behind it, especially if it is not a project that you can just go and pitch and get investors on board. Because I think once you have like investors on board, it's actually a bit easier to do the whole marketing and all those things because you actually have fans, and then the investors also know people who they can talk to and bring on board. But if you are doing it yourself, your main focus has to be on like building the community, right? Being able to have people in the community behind you who can say that, okay, yeah, they're actually interested in the project. Because without the community, the project is not going anywhere.
yeah. So I think three rights. Community is a use case. You get it's a utility.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
some of the time we're doing this community management, moderating some platforms, the Discord and Telegram. I mean, I was able to learn how to set some of these bots and some other stuff. Yeah.
Uh, oh,
So we
so
were
so
yeah.
yeah, so you have experience with like managing a community.
Yes. So so at the time, I mean, I was so upset. So like the time was like 100%. Every time I would check, doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Always there. Yeah, but at the moment, working on something. So I stopped some of these things because it was
Oh,
taking a
okay.
lot of time.
Time, yeah.
Yeah, and most of them were not really paying.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, most of them were not paying. Maybe after months, I don't know if you get it. So you get a gig, they will say after months. So that's NFTs, right? So it's
Yeah.
after months will be paid, and maybe the minting, wouldn't really go well. And it means
It means you're not going to get paid anything reasonable.
yeah,
So what is it like being a community manager
yes.
for a project, for a Web3 project?
So you have to understand the whole thing,
The
like
whole
the whole thing
project.
about three.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you have to understand the Web3 as itself, and you come to the project as yeah. The Web3 should be like if you are working on like a project as a project manager or community moderator. So you have to understand Web3 in itself and the project as well. So let's say if you just understand, let's say about the project, you have some understanding about the project, and someone asks a question, someone might come up. Maybe you see there are many people, new people coming to the space. So someone might ask a question that wouldn't be regarding to the project, maybe regards to Web3. You get it? So yeah, community like project community moderator or something. So you have to like help these people. You get before. They go and do some crazy stuff. Yeah. So like crazy things are going on. So yeah. So if you're having like a knowledge on how these Web3 things work, the blockchain works, and most of these things. So you mentioned Solana Dex, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why I mentioned radio. I think maybe yesterday I went to Pump.fan. So if you don't know, Pump.fan is a platform where you can create tokens
Yeah.
for as little
Okay.
as $5. Very risky. So like, please disclaimer. I mean, don't invest in what you can't afford to lose.
Yeah. Okay. 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 All right. I think I think so far we've been able to have a very interesting conversation. So
Yeah,
okay.
and I want to comment on this. Maybe like I've been watching your podcast, like here videos time. So that I can even play a part. I think I think this guy you mentioned that. I mean, they stop following the small girls.
Oh yeah, that.
And I I always playing the parts. Like how you. I mean, Charlie, I'm really loving it.
Okay. 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 Okay.
I wish to have like more videos like this.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a feedback for you.
I appreciate the feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we'll wrap it up here, right? Thank you very much for making time to be here.
Okay, thank you too. And you're going to have like some more conversation. I hope that we are going to have like some more conversations
Oh
after
yeah.
this.
Yeah. Sure.
As you say, we are done. Eh? So you are done.
Sure.
Thank you for organizing these shows.